Okay, we're going to see how this one goes. We've got a little 2-year-old called Teddy who obviously can't have a balance in person, and he has been potentially getting night terrors recently. So he's just turned 2 in December, and all of a sudden going to bed is just hideous for his parents. So, whereas he's always been a happy little sleeper, waking up happy, you walk into the room and he's just, playing in his bed. Now he's like got that real, I'm dying and you are strangling me sort of cry going on just around being in the bedroom.
Oh, that's so distressing.
It is. It's just not easy for parents going through this. Because I say, I'll let them cry. But how long can you let them cry for, really, the little, and when the real tears are coming down their little cheeks.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need little Teddy. So I am 100% Teddy. And hold together. Hold out. Hold out. Hold up. Up. Beautiful. Okay, so let's go have a look. So firstly, let's check his little celestial circuit. And hold. Oh, that's good. Make sure it's not overworking. Hold. Yeah, that's fine. Hold. Okay. Let's just start with something really simple like, I feel safe and happy going to bed. And hold. Ah. Hold. 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 Well, that's not a resounding yes. Hold. Okay. So something's upsetting. His little survival patterns. Is it his whole sensory nervous system? So it's in the PVSS. So it could be noise, it could be temperature, it could be being lonely, it could be all sorts of things. Okay. Let's have a little squeeze. Yeah, so his brain goes into conflict, which, as you can imagine, as a 2-year-old, when you're dead tired and you want to sleep but you don't want to go to bed, it's not a good combination. So all good. Yeah, wanting to escape, so it's in escape, submission, freeze. There's that passive, that's active, so it's active. No surprise, you can see that he wants to run away and escape. Okay, and it's activated the reticular activating system. So it's already activated the adrenals. So the reticular activating system, yeah, okay, it's active, yeah. So adrenaline, so there's the expectation of something terrible happening going to bed, but there's also noradrenaline, so never expecting it to be easy ever again. Yeah, and creating a vigilance in the nervous system so that the nervous system is just, it's ready for that moment when you're going to be put into bed. And this is where some parents try essential oils, they try the soothing noises or the sounds, lots of reading. Just making it as a happy place as possible in the bedroom. There's another reticular activating circuit. Yeah, right, so it's switching down his serotonin. So might be messing with the time clock, we'll check that, but the stress is slowing down the serotonin release and activating kidney 1 switch in this circuit are to do with really focusing and directing your attention on the fact that you don't want to be there. Single-minded 2-year-olds. Okay, so those couple of circuits of the RAS is affecting the spirit. So let's just see, so we'll just need to do something a little energetic. So what do we need? ESR, oscillation, chakra, essence, cranial, chukis, tuning fork combo. Okay, what's the first coordinate? Lungs, so lungs is about, oh right, okay, so he's been a really bronchial kid since he was born. And he was hospitalised several times last year. That could have, okay, that might mess with going to sleep because, of course, with kids with respiratory stuff, of course, they've got the oxygen on, sort of tied into the bed. So maybe he's getting flashbacks or something. Okay, so it's lung, pancreas, the combination. Yeah, right. It's when you're feeling over-disciplined. A 2-year-old. That's really funny. Okay. Now we have to think of this from a 2-year-old's perspective. Okay, there's got to be a... Right. So it's basically around picking on himself and the obligation. So I think of the obligation as going to bed. It's overwhelming. He doesn't want to have to go to bed. Yeah, so that's really funny. It's like, put yourself to bed, Teddy. I don't want to put myself to bed. Okay. Let's make it something simpler. Yeah. And where do we need to do it? On a chakra, on a meridian, on a figure eight. We need to do the whole body. Okay. Happy and healthy and love going to bed. I am happy and healthy and enjoy the process of falling asleep. I love bedtime in my special bedroom. I'm happy and healthy and love going to bed. I enjoy waking up after sleeping all night. I'm happy and healthy and love going to bed. let's see if that has calmed down his overwhelming sense of responsibility going to bed.
So hard being two.
So hard being two. Not the same or of something else. So another diffusion, another correction. Okay. Yes, our oscillation chakra, essence, cranial, cheek, keys, tuning, forks, time of day, time of day. Okay, so we'll do a little time of day balance. So at the moment it is, both clocks are down. Okay, so it's nearly 11 o'clock in the morning, so we're in spleen time still, so I'm going to check in relation to spleen pancreatic energy, so it should be locking and strong at this time in the morning. Hold in, nice and strong. Yeah, not quite. And hold in. Okay, so we're just going to reboot the time of day for little Teddy. So firstly, hold up for me. Yeah. Hold, yeah. His brain doesn't know what time of day it is. So I'll just reboot the central meridian, which feeds the conscious brain. And hold, beautiful, and governing meridian. How do I do governing? Oh yeah, chicken wings. So hold down, don't let me lift up, perfect. Hold down, don't let me lift up, no, nothing wrong there. So from spleen time, so I need my time of day. We need to do all the meridians one by one and then find out which one we need to correct. Actually, where's the over energy in this body? Okay, so the over energy is in the adrenal glands. So that's part of the triple heater meridian. So which means I'm going to start from there and see what energy it's affecting after that. So sometimes it's like a bit of a beaver dam, so you've got an over energy in the adrenals and it just collapses all the meridians after that, but we'll see. We'll see. Popliteus, always a very strong muscle. So hold up, imagine your pinky in your ear, don't let me pull the foot towards me. No, rock solid. Imagine your pinky in your ear, yep, perfect. Liver, hold, I'm going backwards. That one's good. Hold up, that's good. Hold, that's good. Hold up, that's good. Interesting, because that's 1 to 3 a.m. and that's showing up fine. Lung energy, hold back. Okay. And hold back. So lung energy is 3 to 5 a.m. And you can imagine most 2-year-olds wake up in that time. And then choose whether to go back to sleep or not. Yeah, so lung energy about grief, guilt, regret. In baby terms, doesn't like sleeping, didn't like the hospital, didn't like the nurses poking and prodding him. Large intestines. Hold the leg out. Okay. Hold the leg out. So large intestine energy is 5 to 7 a.m. Large intestine energy is also linked to lung energy. So in Chinese medicine, they're both related to the metal element, and the metal element is, for both of them, is about grief, guilt, regret. So there's a connection from lung energy to large intestine and back again. They're the yin yang of the metal elements. Yeah, so it is a bit of a beaver dam. So there was an over energy in the triple heater meridian, and once we've hit lung energy, we've sort of had 3 in a row. So lung energy, large intestine energy, small intestine energy. Stomach energy. Stomach energy is from 7 to 9 a.m. Oh yeah, the other thing that's going on is, as a 2-year-old, his sleep patterns during the day are disappearing. He's spending a lot of time at daycare and not wanting to do his sleeps because he loves daycare so much. And hold, good. Recheck pancreas within here, hold. It's amazing remembering how it felt to be a 2-year-old.
I think it would just be confusing for the most part.
Yeah. The guy who I went to that seminar of last night, he was saying that at one stage he had a head injury and he only had a 15-second memory.
Oh, wow.
And of course the doctors were telling him he would never recover, and of course he did, because he's a stubborn lunatic. And so, you know, there's nothing wrong with his brain these days, but that he had a big lot of scar tissue on his head. But he actually got thrown out of the hospital because he was arguing with the neurologist, because they said, you're never going to get better, and he was saying, of course I'm going to get better. And he got so riled up because he was only young. And of course he got better.
Of course.
Yeah, imagine experiencing a 15-second memory.
Oh, God.
Quite bizarre. Straight after pancreas meridian is heart energy, so 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Hold down for me. Oh. Okay, so hold. We might have hit the end of our beaver dam, so where the blockage sort of affected 3 or 4 in a row. So these ones seem to be fine, but we'll check them all anyway. And bend and hold up. All good. And hold. Perfect. Yeah. This little guy again, hold up. Just come back around the circle and hold. Perfect. On there. So as for kidneys, hold. So as for kidneys, hold. Up to 5 a.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Sex organs, hold out for me. Lovely. Hold out for me. And back to triple heater, so thyroid, hold. Okay. So it looks like we've done the circle. Gallbladder. Yeah, okay. So once again, time of day balance. So pancreas, and hold, and we're right on cusp with the time, so I'll also check heart. And hold, because we're just tipping into heart energy. Hold, beautiful. Recheck brain. Hold. And governing. Hold down at the elbow. Hold down at the elbow. Perfect. Good. Okay. So back to the survival, and hold. Okay, so what's in there underneath that? More of something else. So through an essence. Okay, so neither of the usual flower essences are showing up. Alright, dog rose of the wild forces. This is around stubbornness. It's around for when you're so stressed that you feel like you're hanging on by your fingernails. So I suppose as a 2-year-old, when you are twisting and turning and doing absolutely everything you can not to do what you're supposed to be doing, you can imagine that. Do I need an affirmation around that? There is one. Can't always control what goes on outside, but you can always control what goes on in the inside. Maybe with 2-year-olds they just can't. You know, the logic has just kicked in. Yeah, okay. So just imagine as a little 2-year-old you're hating going to bed for whatever reason. This is about fear of loss of control. So his control is that he can say no. He can make his parents' life so miserable that they get scared putting him into bed. So we need to calm that down. He doesn't need to be in that much control because he's safe and he's loved. And you're right, physical pain with no apparent cause. That's sort of interesting. Okay, so we need 3 drops. I am now totally calm and serene. And hold, not quite. I am in control of my life and my actions. And hold, and not quite. I act always in the highest good for myself and others. And hold. Once again, just thinking from a 2-year-old perspective. Yeah, I'm sort of tempted to mention at this stage that a lot of our obsessions, compulsions and fears are set up when we're young and often between 2 and 5 years old. So, as a baby, if we have some of these fears and we don't sort them out, then they can become bigger fears through life, or we can set up boundaries where, you know, it's sort of one of those funny sayings we have in kinesiology is that our brain is like a computer, but it's programmed by a 2-year-old. So, sort of why I love doing balances on kids and calming these things down. Because in relation to those affirmations, that just blew all the survival stuff. And, you know, it's that little part of the brain again with conflict, orbitofrontal cortex. Tired, exhausted, but don't want to go to bed. Hold. Reticular activating circuit. Yeah, right. It's the brow chakra that's... so the brow chakra is about confusion, fragmentation, denying something. So it's the lower part of the brain that's in control of it. It messes with the pituitary gland. It's in the pituitary where we make a lot of melatonin, which is our sleep hormone, or it converts in there. So, you know, there's a lot of energy with the pituitary pineal in relation to get to sleep. There can be mineral deficiencies as well. We need like calcium, magnesium deficient, calcium, magnesium, potassium to get us into each level of sleep. And of course food is so deficient these days, you never know. But let's just pop this little combo in. So it's brow chakra, frontal cortex and pubic bone combination. Hold. So I wonder, that's locking. And hold. Yeah, right, second stage stress. Is it about control? It's about vision and intent, truth. Intention, once again, I suppose his intention is not to go to sleep, and that's his truth. His truth is, I'm not going to go to bed. And healthy and love going to bed. And hold, 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 hold. And rechecking the chakras. Amygdala. Escape again, even though nothing else was unlocking, so that's okay. Okay, let's check conscious brain. Okay, so CC trust us is one to A, B, C, D. Yeah, right, his motivation's down in relation to sleep. So there's some memories in there around sleep that he really doesn't like. And hold out. Yeah, so the pleasure reward centres are switched off in relation to sleep. Yeah, right, and it's making him depressed and sad. Sadness, despondency, depression. And hold. Sadness, despondency, depression. And hold. Oh, okay, so the auditory centres want to shut out information about bedtime, so he probably recognises everything, saying, hey Teddy, time for bed. But his little nervous system goes, I don't like that, I don't want to hear those words. Yeah, so the words are putting him into a pain and punishment circle. We're back. Okay, so once again, so the auditory integration points are about hearing and integrating and knowing what it means. So we've got them up and running, but I suspect there might be more to those auditory centres. So I'm going to recheck the adrenals. Oh, no. Survival. Deep survival. Hidden deep, no, they're fine. What about celestial circuit? And whole. Yeah, right. Hearing the words blows his celestial circuit. Okay, that's not great.